In today's world, where change is constant and competition is fierce, the austerity. The one thing that can give you an edge over others is education, but not just formal education. It's the power of educating yourself daily, whether it's through reading, learning new skills, or gaining experiences. Daily education is the key to unlocking your true potential and making progress in both personal and professional aspects of life. The importance of continuous learning cannot be overstated. In fact, it is a crucial habit for success. Life is unpredictable, and the challenges we face require us to be prepared. The more you educate yourself, the better equipped you are to handle the uncertainties of life. But what does it mean to educate yourself daily? It goes beyond attending classes or completing a degree. It's about consciously deciding to improve every single day. Education is not something that ends once you graduate. It's a lifelong commitment. Many people mistakenly believe that they can stop learning after a certain point in their lives. The winnerly sort of innate adversities of the change, thinking that the knowledge they acquired is enough to carry them through. However, the world is changing at a rapid pace, and if you stop educating yourself, you risk becoming stagnant. New technologies, innovations, and ideas are constantly emerging, and staying relevant requires constant learning. To educate yourself daily means being open to new ideas, perspectives, and knowledge every day. It means actively seeking out opportunities to learn and grow, whether through books, awards, Neki Mountain for lectures, podcasts, documentaries, online courses, or conversations with others. It's a mindset that doesn't accept mediocrity, but instead strives for constant improvement. The truth is, we are never too old to learn. Education isn't just about acquiring facts and figures. It's about developing your thinking, sharpening your mind, and evolving as a person. When you educate yourself, you equip yourself with the tools to navigate the complexities of life. You start to think critically, solve problems more efficiently, and make informed decisions. This is why daily education is essential for success. It helps you build a strong foundation that prepares you for whatever life throws your way. One of the most powerful aspects of self-education is that it's entirely within your control. No one else can dictate how much you learn, when you learn, or what you learn. You are the one who decides how much effort you're willing to put into your growth. This freedom allows you to pursue knowledge that aligns with your goals, interests, and passions. It also empowers you to create a learning path that fits your needs, enabling you to grow in the areas that matter most to you. However, self-education isn't always easy. It requires discipline, consistency, and a willingness to step outside of your comfort zone. In a world full of distractions, it's easy to fall into the trap of procrastination or get sidetracked by things that don't contribute to your growth. But that's where the power of daily education comes in. By making learning a habit, you train your mind to prioritize growth over comfort. You start to see every day as an opportunity to learn something new, no matter how small. Daily education doesn't need to be time-consuming or complicated. It could be as simple as reading a chapter of a book, watching a short video on a topic that interests you, all Greden's severities, a interpreter of say, or learning a new skill online. Key is consistency. When you make learning a part of your daily routine, you slowly begin to accumulate knowledge and wisdom that will benefit you in the long run. The beauty of daily education is that it doesn't have to be limited to traditional subjects like science, history, or mathematics. You can educate yourself in any area that interests you, whether it's improving your leadership skills, learning a new language, exploring a new hobby, or even understanding better ways to manage your time. The more diverse you're learning, the more you expand your horizons and become a more well-rounded individual. As you continue to educate yourself, you begin to develop an insatiable curiosity. You become less content with what you already know and seek deeper understanding. This curiosity drives you to ask more questions, look for new answers, and grow beyond your current limitations. It's this drive for knowledge that sparks innovation and personal breakthroughs. The more you learn, the more you realize there is still so much more to discover. And that's where the magic happens. When you make educating yourself a daily habit, you are setting yourself up for success. Success isn't just about achieving a goal, it's about the journey and the continuous improvement along the way. By committing to daily education, you're investing in your own growth, and in turn, your potential for success increases exponentially. It's not about achieving perfection, but about striving for progress, one day at a time, and one wonderful all. Think about the most successful individuals in the world, whether they're entrepreneurs, athletes, or artists. They didn't get to where they are by sitting back and waiting for opportunities to come their way. They consistently sought knowledge, developed their skills, and pushed themselves to improve. Their success is the result of years of self-education, and they continue to learn and grow every day. In the same way, you too can create your own path to success through daily education. It's the small, consistent actions that make the biggest impact. It's the daily habit of learning that accumulates over time and propels you towards your goals. And the best part is, the more you learn, the more you'll want to learn, and this cycle of continuous growth will keep you moving forward, no matter where you are in life. So make it a point to educate yourself every single day. No matter how busy life gets, find time to learn something new. Start small if you have to, but start. The results will be transformative. Remember, the more you know, the more powerful you become. Education is the key that unlocks your full potential. And with daily learning, you're setting yourself up for a brighter, more successful future. Now that we understand the power of daily education, the next step is to explore the discipline it takes to maintain such a habit. Educating yourself every day requires a level of commitment and consistency that many people struggle to uphold. It's easy to get excited about learning new things at the beginning, but the challenge lies in keeping up with it long term. In this part, we will explore how you can build the discipline to educate yourself daily and make it a lifelong habit. The first thing to recognize is that discipline is not something that comes naturally to everyone. It's a skill that needs to be developed over time, and it's essential for maintaining the habit of learning every day. One of the reasons many people fail to continue learning daily is because they don't establish a routine or structure around it. Without a plan, it's easy to let distractions take over. And before you know it, days or weeks pass without any form of learning. To overcome this, it's crucial to set clear goals for your daily education. These goals don't need to be massive or overwhelming. In fact, small, attainable goals are more likely to keep you motivated. You can set a goal to read one chapter of a book every day, listen to a podcast during your commute, or watch a short educational video before bed. The key is consistent sizable actions. When done regularly, add up to significant progress over time. A helpful strategy for building this discipline is to start with a specific time each day for your learning. The morning is a great time to dedicate to self-education because it sets a positive tone for the rest of the day. However, if mornings aren't your thing, choose a time that works best for you, whether it's during lunch, in the evening, or before you go to bed. Just make sure that it becomes part of your routine. It's the same idea as brushing your teeth every morning. Eventually, it becomes second nature. Another way to maintain discipline is by tracking your progress. Use a calendar, an app, or even a journal to record what you've learned each day. Not only does this help you stay accountable, but it also gives you a sense of accomplishment as you reflect on your progress. Tracking your learning can be motivating, especially on the days when you might feel like giving up. Seeing how much you've learned over time will inspire you to keep going. In addition to setting goals and tracking your progress, it's also important to eliminate distractions. In our modern world, distractions are everywhere: social media, emails, phone notifications, and even the noise of everyday life. If you want to stay disciplined in your learning, you need to create a quiet, focused environment where you can dedicate your attention to education. This might mean turning off your phone, finding a quiet space, or setting boundaries with the people around you. When you prioritize learning, you'll find that you are more productive, focused, and engaged with the material you're studying. Another key factor in maintaining discipline is motivation. Motivation is what drives us to take action. But it's not always easy to stay motivated, especially when life gets busy or when the learning process feels slow. One way to stay motivated is to remind yourself of the reasons why you want to educate yourself in the first place. Is it to advance in your career? Is it to become more knowledgeable in a particular field? Or perhaps it's simply to improve yourself as a person. Whatever your reasons may be, keep them at the forefront of your mind and use them as fuel to keep going, even when you feel like giving up. On. Additionally, breaking down larger goals into smaller tasks can help you stay motivated. Instead of focusing on the daunting idea of learning an entire book or mastering a complex subject, or facilities on complex subject, break it down into manageable chunks. For instance, focus on reading a chapter per day or learning a specific concept each week. By breaking things into smaller, achievable pieces, you'll experience regular wins, which will keep you motivated and eager to continue. Remember, building the discipline to educate yourself daily is not about perfection, it's about persistence. There will be days when you miss your learning session or don't have the time or energy to focus as much as you would like. This is completely normal. And it's important not to get discouraged. What matters is getting back on track the next day. The key is not to let one slip up turn into a long-term habit of neglecting your daily education. Consistency is the name of the game, and it's the small enduring everyday actions that lead to significant personal growth over time. One of the most important things to remember is that discipline doesn't mean being rigid or overly strict with yourself. It's about creating a structure that works for you and being flexible enough to adjust when life happens. Some days, you might have more time to learn, while other days, you might be exhausted or overwhelmed. On those days, instead of abandoning your goal altogether, find a way to make the learning experience fit into your schedule, even if it's just for a few minutes. For instance, if you can't read a whole chapter in a book, read a few pages instead. If you can't watch a full documentary, watch a short video related to the topic. The point is to never stop learning, even if it means taking smaller steps. Over time, these small efforts will build up, and you will be amazed at how much you've accomplished. The process of building discipline for daily learning is also an opportunity to develop resilience and self-control. As you continue to educate yourself, you will inevitably face challenges. Whether it's a lack of time, motivation, or energy, these obstacles will test your resolve. But each time you overcome them, you will grow stronger and more disciplined. You'll begin to see learning as a non-negotiable part of your life. It's something that is just as important as any other responsibility or habit. Ultimately, the discipline to educate yourself daily is a journey that requires patience and persistence. It's not about achieving instant results, but rather about making steady progress over time. The more you stick with it, the more natural it will feel. The habit of learning every day will become ingrained in your life, and you'll begin to see the positive impact it has on your personal and professional development. By staying disciplined, you will unlock a world of knowledge, growth, and success that would have otherwise remained out of reach. Now that we've discussed the importance of building the discipline to educate yourself daily, let's take a deeper dive into the nature of self-driven education. It's easy to rely on traditional educational systems like schools or universities to teach us what we need to know. However, self-education is one of the most powerful ways to take control of your own learning and growth. It allows you to shape your own path and pursue knowledge that aligns with your personal goals and interests. In this section, we'll explore why self-driven education is so powerful and how you can harness its potential. One of the most compelling reasons to pursue self-education is that it puts you in control. Traditional education systems often follow a fixed curriculum, which may not always align with your interests or career goals. While structured learning can be valuable, it often leaves little room for personal exploration. Self-driven education, on the other hand, lets you choose what you want to learn when you want to learn it, and how deeply you want to dive into a subject. This level of autonomy is a major benefit because it allows you to learn at your own pace and focus on what truly matters to you. Furthermore, self-driven education helps you become a lifelong learner. When you rely on external sources, like teachers or institutions, to drive your learning, you may be limited to the information they provide. But with self-education, you become responsible for seeking out new knowledge, staying curious, and continuously growing. This mindset fosters a love for learning that extends far beyond formal schooling. As you develop this habit, you'll realize that learning doesn't have to stop when you leave a classroom or finish a degree. In fact, it should never stop. Another key advantage of self-education is that it allows you to be flexible in how you approach learning. Everyone has their own unique learning style. Some people are visual learners, others are auditory learners, and some people learn best through hands-on experience. Traditional education systems often use a one-size-fits-all approach, but self-education enables you to tailor your learning methods to suit your strengths. For example, if you learn best by watching videos, you can find online tutorials or documentaries. If you prefer reading, you can immerse yourself in books, articles, or ebooks. By learning in the way that suits you best, you increase your chances of absorbing and retaining the information effectively. Moreover, self-driven education promotes critical thinking and problem solving. When you take responsibility for your own learning, you're forced to think more deeply about the material you're studying. Instead of passively receiving information from a teacher, you actively engage with it, analyze it, and draw your own conclusions. This process not only helps you understand the material on a deeper level, but also cultivates the skills you need to tackle complex problems and think critically in everyday life. In today's fast-paced, ever-changing world, the ability to think critically and adapt is more important than ever. Self-driven education also fosters a sense of empowerment. When you take control of your learning, you start to realize that your growth is in your hands. You are not dependent on anyone else to teach you what you need to know. Instead, you have the power to seek out the information that will help you grow, whether it's related to your career, personal interests, or self-improvement. This sense of agency is incredibly empowering because it reinforces the belief that you can achieve anything you set your mind to. The more you educate yourself, the more confident you become in your ability to handle challenges, make informed decisions, and shape your own future. A powerful aspect of self-education is that it encourages you to become resourceful. When you're learning on your own, you don't always have a teacher or a textbook to guide you. You have to find your own resources, whether it's online courses, forums, books, podcasts, or other materials. This process teaches you how to navigate the vast world of information available at your fingertips. It forces you to evaluate sources, verify facts, and discern what is truly valuable. These are all essential skills that will serve you well in any area of life. In a world where misinformation is rampant, being able to sift through information critically is an incredibly valuable skill. Additionally, self-education encourages creativity and innovation. Because you're free to explore topics and subjects that interest you, you're likely to come across new ideas, theories, and concepts that can spark your creativity. You may find connections between seemingly unrelated fields of knowledge, leading to innovative insights or solutions. For example, a person studying technology may come across ideas in the field of psychology to help them understand how humans interact with technology. Or an artist may study marketing principles to better sell their work. The beauty of self-education is that it allows you to cross boundaries and make connections that traditional education might. Furthermore, self-driven education is often more practical and applicable to real-world scenarios. 3. Education equal. While formal education certainly has its value, it can sometimes focus too much on theoretical knowledge that may not be directly applicable to your life or career. On the other hand, self-education allows you to focus on practical skills that you can apply immediately, whether it's learning a new language, mastering a technical skill, or understanding financial principles. Whereas learning a new language, the knowledge you gain through self-education can be directly applied to improve your life or career. This hands-on approach is what makes self-education so powerful. It's not just about acquiring knowledge, but about using that knowledge to create real-world impact. Self-driven education also helps you stay relevant in today's fast-paced world. The technology rapidly and industry is evolving. It's easy to fall behind if you're not constantly updating your skills and knowledge. Self-education ensures that you stay up to date with the latest trends, tools, and techniques in your field. Whether it's learning a new software program, staying current with industry news, or mastering emerging technologies, continuous self-education is essential for staying competitive in your career. i.e. Splisting 1. Drive. Lastly, self-education fosters a growth mindset. When you actively pursue learning and personal growth, you begin to see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles. This mindset shift is crucial for overcoming setbacks and continuing to move forward, even when things get tough. Instead of feeling defeated by failure, you'll see it as a stepping stone to success, and you'll have the tools and knowledge to keep pushing toward your goals. Self-driven education is one of the most powerful ways to take control of your learning and personal development. It allows you to follow your own path, explore your interests, and acquire knowledge that is directly applicable to your life. By pursuing self-education, you become more resourceful, innovative, and empowered. You develop critical thinking skills, creativity, and adaptability, all of which are essential for success in today's world. The more you invest in your own learning, the more you unlock your potential and open up a world of opportunities. While self-driven education offers immense benefits, it's not without its challenges. Pursuing knowledge independently requires commitment, persistence, and resilience. It's easy to start learning something new, but maintaining that momentum and focus over time can be difficult. In this section, we will discuss some of the common challenges that arise in the process of self-education and provide strategies to overcome them. One of the biggest obstacles to self-education is procrastination. With no formal structure or deadlines, it can be tempting to put off learning. Without a teacher or schedule pushing you, it's easy to find excuses not to prioritize your education. You might feel overwhelmed by the sheer amount of information available or become distracted by other responsibilities and tasks. However, procrastination can be overcome by setting clear goals and creating a schedule. Treat your learning process as if it were a class or job set. Assign specific times during the day or week dedicated solely to learning. These periods should be non-negotiable, just like an important meeting. Additionally, break down large tasks into smaller, more manageable chunks to avoid feeling overwhelmed. Another challenge that many face when educating themselves is lack of motivation. In the early stages, enthusiasm may be high, but as time goes on, motivation can start to wane. This is a common issue, especially when learning something that feels difficult or outside of your comfort zone. One way to combat this is by finding your why, deeper purpose behind your desire to learn. Understanding the benefits of the knowledge you're acquiring can serve as a powerful motivator. Whether it's the goal of mastering a new skill for your career, gaining personal satisfaction, or being able to help others, reminding yourself of your ultimate objective will help you stay focused. Another method is to set milestones and reward yourself when you achieve them. Small rewards for small victories can keep your motivation high and give you a sense of progress. A related challenge is the feeling of being overwhelmed by too much information. With the internet providing an endless amount of resources, it's easy to feel swamped by conflicting advice and endless material. How do you know where to start? How can you ensure that the information you are consuming is reliable and relevant? The key here is to be intentional about what you choose to learn. Instead of trying to learn everything at once, narrow your focus to the core topics that are most important to you at this moment. Create a learning plan that includes specific objectives and stick to resources that are directly aligned with those objectives. If you feel overwhelmed, take a step back, review your goals, and realign your efforts. Avoid jumping from one topic to another, as this can lead to confusion and burnout. By limiting distractions and focusing on a few key areas, you'll find that your self-education journey becomes much more manageable. A common misconception about self-education is that you have to do it all on your own. While it's true that self-education requires independence, it doesn't mean you have to go at it entirely alone. Isolation can be another challenge, especially when you don't have a community or mentor to guide you. It's easy to feel like you're navigating this path in a vacuum, and that can lead to discouragement. The solution is to actively seek out communities and support networks. There are online groups, forums, and social media platforms where people share knowledge, resources, and support. Joining a community of like-minded learners can offer a sense of belonging and provide you with valuable feedback. Additionally, finding a mentor or an accountability partner can significantly enhance your learning process. A mentor can guide you, offer insights, and provide encouragement when you feel stuck. Regular check-ins with an accountability partner will keep you on track and motivated, as you're more likely to stay committed when someone else is invested in your progress. A related issue is lack of discipline. Without external structure, it's easy to slip into habits of inconsistency and lack of focus. The key to developing discipline in self-education is creating a routine. Just as you would establish a routine for exercise or work, you need to set aside time each day to focus on learning. This doesn't mean long hours of studying small. Consistent efforts will accumulate over time. Doing this would also mean limiting distractions while you study. Turn off notifications, find a quiet space, and set clear goals for each study session. The more you create habits of consistency and discipline, the easier it becomes to maintain progress. Another challenge in self-education is self-doubt. Many people, when learning something new, feel inadequate or question whether they are capable of mastering the subject. This can be especially true when you compare yourself to experts or others who seem to be further along in their learning journey. It's important to remember that everyone starts somewhere, and mastery takes time. Instead of focusing on the gap between where you are now and where you want to be, shift your focus to the progress you're making. Celebrate small wins and recognize how far you've come. You're learning, and that alone is an achievement. It's also crucial to acknowledge that you don't need to know everything. The more you embrace the process of learning rather than the outcome, the less pressure you'll feel. Another barrier to self-education is lack of resources. Some people may feel that they cannot educate themselves properly because they don't have access to books, courses, or other learning materials. However, the internet has democratized learning in unprecedented ways. Free online courses, podcasts, YouTube tutorials, and open source books are available to anyone with an internet connection. In fact, many reputable institutions offer free courses through platforms like Coursera and edX. Even if you don't have access to paid resources, there is a wealth of free content available to help you get started. Finally, failure is something that inevitably happens when you take on any challenge. When you educate yourself daily, you will encounter moments of struggle, confusion, and failure. However, failure should be seen as an essential part of the learning process. The most successful people didn't get there without facing setbacks they learned from before. Lord Defunian adjusted their approach and kept moving forward. Instead of fearing failure, embrace it as a valuable learning experience that will guide you towards success. In conclusion, while self-education is a powerful tool, it comes with its own set of challenges. Procrastination, lack of motivation, feeling overwhelmed, isolation, lack of discipline, and self-doubt can all hinder your progress. However, these challenges are not insurmountable. By setting clear goals, seeking support, maintaining consistency, and developing a growth mindset, you can overcome these obstacles and stay on track with your educational journey. The most important thing is to remain committed and persistent, knowing that every step you take brings you closer to your ultimate goals. 1-1.